Hello everybody, welcome to Ziver Organiques YouTube channel. My name is Tunane and this week we're going to talk about trends. I've been actually inspired by a couple of trends in webinars that I attended, and this is kind of like amalgamation of what I sort of learned, what's happening in the cosmetic industry, and especially in the cosmetic ingredients side of things, what kind of cosmetic products and what our consumers are looking for, what kind of ingredients are going to trend, and overall sort of industry and consumer side of things that we're going to see in 2022. I have some notes down here, so please forgive me if I look down just to get my ideas a little bit into place. So I made so far 6 points, which I'm going to explain as we go, but I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to be very specific, and this is what I've seen so far. One of the webinars I actually attended is from an ingredient supplier, and another one is a beauty brands, which is like an online article, online magazine. They actually, this is their kind of like what they see, and this is amalgamation of what I've seen, understood. Without further ado, let's start. This trend is called the curly hair method, and apparently this came from TikTok, from the social media. So what does actually curly hair method means? People actually like to leave their wavy or natural curly hair and just leave it as its shape. So you'll see women who wants to have, or men, who wants to have their hair as natural possible, and maybe naturally their hair is kind of wavy-ish or maybe sort of curly, and they don't want to straighten it all the time. So this is kind of like taking care of their hair in a way that is the curly hair is now naturally looks good. So apparently this comes from TikTok. If you search for the TikTok hashtags called curly hair method or naturally curly hair, you'll see a lot of videos around this, and this is what one of the ingredient suppliers said, that is going to be quite popular. And what does it mean? It's basically taking care of your hair and moving away from damaging chemicals and in the instant shampoo. So it's kind of more nourishing products they want to use, and letting the hair dry naturally without hair blowing it quite a lot. Also, you want to use like taking care of your scalp, the ingredients that are very nourishing for your scalp, and maybe sometimes from itchiness that you may suffer from your scalp. So overall hair care is quite going to be a trend for next year. So yeah, this is one of the it was interesting to see. So they provide a lot of like serums for hair. Another interesting ingredient they use is a hyaluronic acid for hair, which is you can use under the serum. So as you know, hyaluronic acid is a natural product. It's natural. It occurs in our body. So why not use it in our hair? So that was really interesting. Solid formulations. So what is solid products or formulation means? It's actually something like body butters that are not creamy but they're quite solid, or body bars, for example, or something like a serum but is a solid form rather than liquid form. This kind of comes from a trend that is going in the skincare industry, the waterless into skincare. But waterless doesn't have to mean that these products are water free. Another thing that, yes, maybe a product is formulated just using oils, but it doesn't necessarily mean that in the production of those oils, there are a lot of water used. So you have to look at it, the points where, where these oils are coming from, how are they farmed, how are they produced, was there actually a lot of oils or a lot of water being used. So this is an interesting point. There are a lot of it's very trendy now, and especially in the US and Europe, people are actually moving into using solid form cosmetics, like, as I said, body bars, or like solid serums, or just kind of like bit of like inspired from soap. So that's another interesting. But as I said, for these solid products, and maybe they are claimed to be waterless. You just have to look at what's behind the production of these solid products. The other one is plastic. Obviously, it's quite trendy, and it's going to go further into plastic, reducing plastic here, and packaging. So a lot of the brands are now looking into options that are not necessarily like maybe they're using recycled plastic, or they're also looking at the containers that are not made of plastic. So as you know, we have a huge crisis of plastic waste all around it. So this is another good point that I've seen, that brands are coming into industry is shifting towards using less plastic. So that was really encouraging. So we were going to see more packagings that are maybe paper-based or recycled consumer-based. For example, I use products that are zero waste, which is like glass, metal, they cover 100% recyclable, recycled paper in my labels and so on. So that was really good to see in the upcoming trend. Another trend is coming along is DIY, and this is actually related to COVID. The reason is people, they can't go to salons, they can't go to, get their nails done, or maybe they go to spas, and they're looking into doing their own spa at home, or like facial treatments at home. And this is another, apparently, a tail end of COVID. Or I know this COVID goes up and down at the moment with the waves. But people are stuck at home, and obviously they want to take care of themselves, and so they want to pamper themselves. So they're looking into more DIY and make at home cosmetics. So hopefully my videos helped here as well. So so that's a really another good trend that we are seeing. Another one is basically a sustainability and transparency. So this is a big one, and it's going to be explored even more into the next coming years. So when we say about sustainability, we're actually looking at understanding how the cosmetics products are made, or environmental damage, if there's anything. So for example, like palm oil is one of the most destructive. Palm oil free, for example, but don't forget palm oil has a lot of derivatives. So even though you may use some kind of, like, as a formulator myself, we might use a emulsifier that might have a palm derivative. So it's really hard to look at it and then nitpick it, but you have to be careful about staying away from environmental damaging ingredients. And another thing is the transparency. So how transparent is the company? You have to look at the ingredients and what actually they look for, and what they may claim they're all natural, but they may have synthetic ingredients in there. They may not be 100% transparent about what each ingredient does. So that's going to be even more upcoming in the next. And people are looking at interesting textures in products. So transforming texture products, like for example, a gel that turns into, once you wash it, it becomes milk. That is or any kind of texture that it may change their texture once you use it. So that's going to be upcoming in the new trends, like what they call transforming textures of products. So they'll be interesting. I am actually trying something that is a gel. It's an oily gel, but once you once you clean it, once you add some water, it becomes emulsified, and then it becomes milky. So that's really interesting, and that will be something that I will look forward myself, what they call transforming texture in products. So I'll put some links down below for if you're interested formulating something DIY for yourself, some recipes that you may look at it. I'm actually going to do one of the ingredients, basically a gel to milk formula. So look out for that in the next coming up weeks. And I think that's it. I think that's my notes. Yeah, so, and also last but not least is the nostalgia. Apparently it's back. So 90s are having their moment. So lots of like coloring interesting colors in cosmetics, you know. Also brow thinning, plucking the brows, that was a big in the 90s, so that's also back apparently. And I'm not fan of it. I never pluck my eyebrows, so I can't really comment on that. But that's something I pick in the webinar. So that was really interesting. So if you have any more interesting trends that you have noticed that you think gonna be big in the next upcoming years, please do leave a comment down below. I'll be looking forward to that. And if you have any, as usual, any comments, leave in the comment section below. I'll come back to you as soon as possible. Hope you're well and just keep safe with all the rising number of COVID. Take care of yourself, and as usual, look up for my DIY videos. And if you have any requests for any kind of video, if you want me to look at it or if you want me to do for you, just leave in the comments. So until next time, this was a bit a short video, but I just wanted to share some insights, and I got really inspired, so I can't wait to try a few products myself. And until next time, you take care of yourself and have a great week. Bye.